So this is where we are in the story.
God made a perfect world, but people messed it up. God started the whole earth over again
With an enormous flood.
but he saved one guy and his family. And everything was good again. But after lots and lots of years,
It seemed like not much had changed.
people were still selfish.
Still mean.
And the world still wasn't how God wanted it to be. So God decided to fix everything that had gone wrong.
With one very special family.
That's where Abram comes in.
Abram was an old man.
75.
That's old.
Before Abram even knew who God was, he heard him speaking to him.
God told Abram to leave his home and go to a new country.
Imagine if God told you to move far away, like tomorrow, to Canada or Uzbekistan. Well, Abram did it.
He left his home and went where God told him to go.
And God told Abram that he'll make him to a great nation.
Which was a big deal because a great nation meant lots of kids.
And grandkids?
And great-grandkids.
But
Abram didn't have any kids.
Remember, he was 75.
And that's pretty old.
And his wife, Sarai, was 65.
Kids never ask a woman how old she is.
So God's promise seemed kind of unlikely.
Not just unlikely.
Impossible.
but Abram believed.
So he waited and waited and waited some more. For almost 25 years. And when Abram was 99 years old,
God told him again.
That he would have a son.
And as part of this promise, God changed Abram's name to Abraham. And Abraham's wife became Sarah.
So Abram was now Abraham.
And Sarai was Sarah.
As a way for them to remember God's promise to them.
The promise that they would have a son. God even told Abraham what to name his son.
Isaac.
And God said Isaac would have 2 sons of his own.
Abraham's family would keep growing
And growing.
And growing. Sarah still had a hard time believing this.
She even laughed at God.
She was 90 after all.
but God always keeps his promises.
And a year later, Isaac was born. And years later,
Another special baby was born into the same family.
His name was Jesus.
Have you heard of him?
but just think,
If Abraham had stayed home and ignored God,
maybe none of that would happen.
But that's another part of the story.